Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Below Decksports, the sibling duo podcast where we recap current Below Deck seasons. I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
And today we're recapping Below Deck Season 12, Episode 4, Island of Sausages. Couldn't get through it.
Yeah, that was like the dirtiest they could make the title.
Yep. And I said island-themed titles, Because last week was Fight Island, and now we're on Sausage Island.
Sausage Island would have been way funnier.
Actually, that's way funnier.
Yeah, that's
Island
so much
of
better.
Sausages. Sausage Island's way better.
Isle of Sauce. Something like that.
Sausage.
We're here if you need us. Bravo.
Always.
We're here.
Literally always.
We'll be here.
We're pretty famous now.
Shoot us an email. We interviewed Zarina, which, by the way, at the beginning of that interview, we got Zarina to say previously on Below Decksports, and nobody caught it.
No? Well, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
But that intro was so good. Nobody actually pointed out how good that intro was because you cut what we had said and we were joking.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Zarina, come on our show.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No, that was so fun.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to go into questions, or you got anything before we get started?
That was actually the thing I was talking about.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Way to make it natural.
Yep. I did. So natural that, yeah, threw us off.
Didn't throw me off.
Threw me off. I forget. I don't know where I am.
Okay, the question I have for you is why was Chef Anthony almost killing a guest not a big deal?
Yeah.
Like, what? Isn't that something they made a huge deal about before, like in a previous season?
It was like a whole episode last season or the season before. And now they're like, oh, sorry.
We almost served shellfish to a guy with a shellfish allergy, but nobody knew about it beside Fraser and Chef.
Yeah. And they were both just like, yeah, don't do that again. And he's like, my bad. And that was it. Like, that was a whole episode like half a year ago.
I was crazy because I was like, wait, I remember this being a big deal when it happened the last time. And I don't even remember what Chef did it. Was it Anthony before?
It might have been.
I just thought that was wild. I was like, okay, we just skated right by that. Cool. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I've already seen it, so I was fine with going past it. But yeah, that is shocking. Unless Captain didn't hear about it, or they just completely pushed it under the rug. Who knows?
Well, right. Yeah, I guess to me, I'm like, maybe Captain doesn't need to know about that. I don't know. I was just confused at how it was like, oh, almost killed this guy. Moving on.
Yeah, because it was a whole big thing. I don't know. We'll never know. We're here, Bravo. Talk to us.
Oh, all right.
So do you like, and this is my question, obviously, do you like, how Fraser is more of like the external stew to the guests and Rainbow is more of the internal boss to the stews? And do you think I know there's a lot going on with Solene, do you think she is actually too abrasive how she talks and gives orders?
You're talking about how Rainbow is to Solene?
Yes.
Okay, wait. There was two questions in there. Number one is, do I think it's good that it's like...
Do you like the dynamic her and Fraser have right now?
I do, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I do like that. I think it's working well, because I think Rainbow really does know what she's doing. And then the second part, I don't think she's being that abrasive. I think she's someone who... If you talk to me like that, we're probably not going to be best friends, and I'm going to kind of like roll my eyes too. But like, I don't know. I guess, what am I trying to say? Like, could she say things a little bit nicer? Yes. However, she did say, I'm going to talk to you this way. And she kind of was like, it's not personal. And it really isn't personal to her.
No.
Like, it's more personal to Solene. But I really can't figure it out still. I can't figure out how annoyed Solene is or not. Like, because we saw at the beginning of the season, her and Barbara were going at it and now they're best friends.
Yeah.
So I can't really tell how much of a big deal it is to her, to Solene.
Yeah.
You know?
She's hard to read.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Me neither.
we're only 4 episodes in. I really don't know how much it matters to Solene or not.
Yeah, and that whole theory we had last week, it still rings true to me.
What's the theory?
That she's just there because she was on Love Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody made a comment, I forget what it was, but like kind of feeling bad for her in a way because she did come from Love Island and reality, and they might have, like, Below Deck might have just thrown her on there. I don't feel bad for her because, number one, she's back on TV. She's making money. And clearly she had to have said, yes, I will work on a yacht to be on a TV show. It's not like they're like, we're putting you on a show, surprise, you're a stew.
Yeah, surprise, you got to work for 6 weeks.
Right. Yeah, so it's like, you chose to do this. She probably could have went on another show, another Love Island, where they just... Love Island is literally, oh my God, I talked about this last week. It's literally all they do is stand around all day. They don't do anything. They stand around in this villa and they talk to each other. And then, so they wake up every morning, they get ready, they eat breakfast, they hang around literally doing nothing all day. Then they play a game at night, and then they get dressed up, and then they talk, and then they go to bed. That's literally it.
You literally just described vacation.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's exactly what you do on vacation.
Oh my God. And speaking of Love Island, first of all, somebody had a question for me at the end. They have submitted it. But I just want to put this out there. I am not all caught up. So guys, I love that you want to talk to me about it, but I just want to let you know there is no humanly way possible that I could watch a Love Island episode every single day. They are out every single day. There's like 20.
They're out every day?
Yeah, there's a new one every single day.
Oh my God. That's a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And I'm on like episode like 9. So just again, for people who have watched it. And I think that's all I wanted to say was just like, I don't really care if you spoil it for me. I'm not like, be like, oh my God, don't. But just so you guys know, I'm not completely up to date.
It's not the end of Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're all big, dumb idiots. So I don't think there's much that's going to surprise me. But maybe, who knows?
Who knows?
All right. So the main points we have for today is we get shafted by the big gay charter.
Damn.
It's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
Rainbow and Solene, a relationship roller coaster. And everybody starts hooking up.
Yeah. That's well, we'll see you next week.
All right. There's your recap. Bye-bye. Okay, so we start off with Kaio like had just left talking with Captain, and he goes down to his team and he's like, this is where I kind of got really turned off by him, and this is why he's my number 10 this week, because he did the classic thing to not take responsibility and say, guys, we got to start getting it together. What are you talking about, me getting it together?
We got another wee hand.
Right?
Yeah, where like Captain just reamed him for not doing his bosun duties, even though the rest of the team is doing great. And then he goes down, he's like, guys, we got to pull this together.
Right.
And even like those three were like, we don't have to do anything. You're the one screwing up. And we've been telling you that you've been screwing up.
I know. I was like, God damn it. Like, all I'm thankful for so far is they're not giving him too much screen time. He's not exactly like Weehan because he's not trying to go after
that camera.
Weehan loved the camera, and he tried to hook up with literally every single girl that was on the boat. At least Kaio is not like that. He's kind of a loner in a way. Did you notice? Like, he didn't really like hang out with them besides go to dinner.
And he probably had to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him lasting.
No, not as a bosun, and not really on the show, because he's not doing much and he's screwing up, so they're gonna get him out of there.
Yeah. The next note I have, first of all, this kind of episode was kind of all over the place.
It really was.
Because somebody made a comment, or I don't think it was our comments. I saw, maybe it was on Instagram or something. They were like, this charter was like kind of so boring that they like skipped days 3 through 5.
Yeah.
But like, obviously it probably wasn't boring, but like, if you were going to show every second of a 5-day charter, that's the whole show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's at least 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. So, anyway, I used to wax a lot of genital parts. That Solene said that. Remember? She was talking about she used to wax people.
Oh, yeah.
That was random.
That was very random. And I was, yeah. Why?
I feel like Solene, like, first of all, we don't know how old she is, do we?
No.
Because I feel like she's definitely not like early 20s. She's probably like mid 20s, I'm guessing.
Yeah. My guess is 26.
Yeah, because it seems like she's done a lot of things in her life. And so you can't be like 22 and have been like on Love Island. Maybe on Love Island and have been a waxer. What's the word? What's like, the word for that?
Waxish. That's it. That's the word. I mean, that's only like 2 things.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. It's probably not hard to wax people. Get your license for that. Who knows?
Yeah. And then yeah.
Yeah. Barbara's in laundry. I know last week we were confused about who's there. Mm-hmm. It's her. So was she the one messing up? She was the one messing up last week. Okay, so that problem, like, mystery solved, even though it wasn't really a mystery. We were just stupid. Rainbow is on the phone with her friend talking about her panic attacks and like basically talking about how like the stews are green, and I get it. Like, I don't know why I'm a little bit like feel bad for Rainbow. Mm-hmm. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think, and again, this is maybe we will be proved wrong. Maybe she will end up being like an Ellie or something. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like she is just frustrated, and I can relate to that. Because, like, imagine knowing how to do your job, but you're the second stew to 2 people who don't know, and they're creating more work for you, and they don't want to listen to you. Mm-hmm. The only thing she could do is be nicer, because we've said this before, like, you have to figure out who you're managing. You can't just be like, this is the way I manage, put up or shut up. Like, that never works.
Yeah. You can't follow like any one format.
Right.
You have to be malleable. But yeah, I agree. And I do feel bad because she is trying, and she's kind of hitting that roadblock of I can only work so hard, but I need to also be able to teach and to motivate and to do all these other things that are external rather than just internally working harder and harder.
Right. Yeah. And in a little bit, we do see her like trying with Solene, and like she's happy, and then the plane crashes.
Yeah. And like she does do like motivation, like, good job, you did something I didn't ask you to do. And I'm like, I know what you were trying to do, but it sounds like you're talking to your dog that didn't pee on the carpet.
Yeah.
You know?
Who knows? And yes, well, we'll get there in a second.
Who knows?
So they do those glow-in-the-dark kayaks. What do you think about those?
That, I'm not joking, is towards the top of my actual bucket list. That was so cool.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say the opposite, that it like scared the shit out of you.
No, I want to do that so bad.
Okay.
But like somewhere, I have it written down. I think I said dead of night on a calm sea.
That's scary, though. What if a whale comes up?
Whale I'm cool with.
Really?
Yeah, they spit you out.
I know. Have you seen, there's videos of people getting swallowed by whales and spit out? That is the coolest fun fact you could ever have.
Yeah, you win, never have I ever.
You do. It's so crazy, though, that people would be like, I feel like that's the truth. And you'd be like, yeah, I know, it is.
Yeah, drink.
Oh. No, I wouldn't mind that. We've talked about this before, about how anytime, this is my piece of advice for anybody, never do a 2-person kayak.
Yep.
Always do single-person kayaks, no matter who it is. If it's your spouse, if it's your sibling, your friend, it won't work.
Have you ever watched the American Dad episode on that? Mm-mm. They did a whole, like a B-plot half episode of 2 of the characters that are married sharing a kayak, and they like warn them right when they get the kayak, like, if you do this together, you will get divorced.
Yep. It tested my marriage for sure.
Oh, man.
Hey, wait a minute. Did Captain Carrie wear a wig this past episode?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of our bingo cards.
Hey.
Literally the only that I saw. Hold on. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I'll try to give it to the... Oh, dang it. It's not going to let me.
Just,
Oh, here we go. You can kind of see it.
If not, send it to my Instagram and I'll put it in the video.
Okay. Oh, my God. Well, I have to mark that on the bingo cards now that I see it. Hold on. I'll just leave it there. Okay, so yeah, they do the glow-in-the-dark kayaks. Then they do the glow party. This is where Chef Anthony serves sushi with shellfish in it and almost kills a guy, but...
Death sushi,
but
as we're calling
no
it.
one cares.
No one cared. And, you know...
Dang it. You're the one that wears a wig.
Knew it.
Damn.
Getting bingo again.
Why do you always... Well, neither one of us is really that close, but...
You still owe me $500 from the last bingo.
Wow. What's next? So, yeah, they do the sushi. I lost my train of thought.
I have it written a few times in my notes, but I have it on this next thing. I smell a new Weehan.
Yep, because mine... Similar. I said... Kaio is so worried about his team being on his side. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's just a red flag, because why is there sides? Who's the other side? Captain?
I know. And he's, like, getting comforted by Jess, but also, like, telling her, like, yeah, you guys got to pull through this. But it's just gross. I didn't like any of it.
Yeah, and I don't think she liked it either.
No.
And then, do you want to just talk about the food?
Yeah.
Because that kind of tapped in, and then they ate dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys know, we're getting pretty fancy around here. Now we got 3 cameras, hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully. I don't just give up and use just one of them. We'll see. But we also have a new intern now. His name's Tyler, and he writes all my food notes for me. So we talked about the sushi already. But what Tyler wrote was, sushi is raw bacon stuffed inside of a wonton from Taco Bell. We should probably fire this guy.
I was like, where is this going? I'm not going to say anything.
Good thing we don't pay him much.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Good thing Tyler's the imaginary friend you have.
I hope he's not imaginary because I'm paying him real money. For the chicken teriyaki, he said, one time I had chicken teriyaki in an airport and I dropped it on a lady. Tyler, you're fired. You want to do dessert?
Well, I have to say, the one thing about the food, I said, holy shit, that's a whole ass pineapple.
Yeah, he put it in a half a pineapple.
What? I'm like, I can't tell if I like think that's cool or weird.
I feel like that's something you pay $75 for at a Disney resort.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's a perfect way to say it. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I don't know, it's kind of clunky. Yeah,
it's just kind of like, all right.
And that's a lot of pineapple.
It's a lot of pineapple. I mean,
I don't know.
It was probably pretty fun playing Fruit Ninja in the kitchen, but
I guess
serving it, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Oh, cutting up a pineapple sucks.
Well, yeah, you just had to cut it in half.
But still, you had to like clean it out, like take the pineapple out.
Yeah, just get like a melon baller.
No, that's not how that works.
Good.
If you try hard enough, it could.
I have a pretty active imagination.
Dessert is a banana Nutella samosa. I said no thanks.
Yeah.
I don't like banana desserts, though.
No.
That would be on my preference sheet. No banana desserts.
No banana desserts. I found out that Nutella is not the brand, but actually the food.
Is it? Mm-hmm. No, it's not.
It's not?
It's hazelnut spread.
Oh, yeah.
So Nutella is the brand.
Oh. Well, now I'm angry.
Where'd you get that fact from, Tyler?
Damn it, AI. Damn it, Tyler. Fucking Tyler, dude. This kid sucks.
So I have Fraser tells Damo he looks hot, and I was like, foreshadowing.
Good callback. Good callback.
It is, though.
It is, yeah. I mean, they showed it to us 45 times by
Before
now.
that.
But yeah.
I don't know. Is something going to happen?
I don't know. Are they going to make out in the hot tub? We'll see.
Okay. So this is where, this is like the end of the night. And this is the part where it's so funny, actually. So what? Solene or Rainbow tells Solene, like, do this and this. She's like, okay. And then she, like, comes back after a while and she tells Rainbow, like, hey, I did this, which is, like, something that Rainbow did not tell her to do. And that's why Rainbow was happy. And I said, Solene getting better, question mark? Rainbow happy, question mark? And then I said, just kidding. Rainbow not happy.
Rainbow not happy.
because Solene didn't do one of the things she was told to do and did something else.
Yeah.
So Rainbow thought she had done like 3 things when in fact she did 2 things, one of which was the one she just chose to do. Is that accurate?
Yeah. She's like a, she's kind of like a Roomba. Because you're like, all right, clean the living room, and then it's stuck under your sink.
Yep,
you know?
It's stuck in your like guest bedroom under the bed. You're like, how did you get
like,
here?
What?
Like,
what are you doing?
Speaking of that, we have a Roomba. I barely use it because it does that exact same thing. I could literally say like, okay, I could literally tell myself, I'm going to put all the cords up. I'm going to close the door where it could get stuck in that room. Like, I will do everything I can think of, and it will still find something to fuck with.
It's like duct tape to the ceiling. You're like, how'd you get up there?
Yeah, I'm like, all I want you to do is clean under the couch, okay? I can't get under there. Here, I'm going to put you under the couch. 5 minutes later, master bedroom. I'm like, what in the world?
It's like, how'd you even get that far? You're not that fast.
And I just give up. I'm like, whatever. Go back home.
I know. Whenever we eat dinner here, I look over and I see it. I'm like, oh, yeah, they have a Roomba.
I know. It's because, like, I am jealous of the people who can, like, set it for, like, the same time every day. I think if I wasn't so lazy, I could, like, set parameters in it. I'm just lazy. Let's be honest. Yeah. I should have Brad do it.
It's true.
All right. So Rainbow not happy, 0 faith, 0 trust. She said be better if she wasn't here. So we went 0 to 100.
Did Tyler write these notes for you? Damn.
I said, yeah. I must have shortened it because I was trying to go fast because it says be better if she wasn't here.
Honestly, that is true though. I don't know how long we're going to play this charade where we're pretending like Solene's actually doing something.
I know. We've had this before.
Yeah.
Where it literally just causes more work. What? That was the one with that was an Aisha season, I think.
I think you're right, where she was just picking up after one of the stews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like both or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, and it was just something little, like she told her to clean up the table, and then when Rainbow went back out there, she's like, really? And sees the table, and then cleans it up in like 3 seconds.
I know.
And it's like, yeah, she had to go back and organize it or whatever, but still, I don't know.
I know. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I just have this note. It must have been like when they were showing like, you know, the sunrise and they're on the water. And I said, I just don't think I could ever be unhappy working on a boat in the middle of paradise.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think I could. But that's probably me being naive. Like, yes, it's stressful.
Grass is always greener.
But looking at that, I was like, you get to wake up to that. You are on the water. Like, that is insane. In Fiji. Or, are they in Fiji? No, that's Love Island.
Yep.
Love Island's in Fiji right now. They're in, the fucan St. Martin.
They're off the coast of Alaska, I believe.
Oh, yes, yes.
Bering Strait.
Very tropical.
Bering Strait.
Could you imagine? Below deck, Bering Strait.
It's fucking cold.
Below deck, Antarctica.
That I'd watch the hell out of
Actually,
that.
that's a good idea. Bravo. Another idea for you.
We're here.
We're
always here.
So now they're doing a beach picnic. I mean, everything's kind of fine. It's the nude beach where they have to like make it this whole big thing. there's this poor old couple that's on the beach just looking at a bunch of dongs.
Yeah, and they were like, this couple just went there like, we're free. We're going to go tan on a nude beach. And then they get there and there's a bunch of fucking cameras. And you're like, well, shit, I guess I'll wear my swimsuit.
No, I read that as they did not know it was a nude beach and they were just hanging out.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah,
that's oh my God.
They didn't seem like offended, and obviously they signed the release to be on the show because they showed their faces.
Otherwise, yeah.
But I was like, okay, how widely known is it that this is a nude beach? Because it also was like a beach you could only get to by boat.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you're like, yeah, is this just a secluded beach where like technically it's not public, so really nobody can tell you can't be naked?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not like America where they put up 45 signs saying nude beach, nude beach.
We don't even do we have nude beaches?
I just
here?
assume.
I was going to say I've never heard. I mean, I'm sure there are some here, but the only one I've ever been to was in, I think it was like Greece or something.
That's true. I don't think we would actually have any in America.
We probably do, but it's
Florida.
not like
Florida.
Yeah, Florida against our wills.
Yeah. That's fair.
So then they make, did you see Chef Anthony making the penis cookies?
I did, yeah.
We didn't get to see the finished product.
No.
Because, okay, here's my favorite. These are my favorite videos, like, lately. Is the one where they do sculptures of cookie and then they bake it and it turns into... Did you see the Shrek one?
No.
The Shrek one's the best. But, like, they make them into this raw cookie dough that they shape and then they bake it and it just falls apart. And,
okay.
So I looked at those and I was like, those aren't going to look like penises after they're baked.
No,
they're going to look like
that.
balloons or something. Like,
I was thinking of the videos where they'll like do those big structures or they'll like spell something out or something and then they'll put it in and then the video cuts and it'll come back and it's just regular cookies. Makes me laugh every time. Or they like put all this work in, then it's just regular cookies.
You gotta see the Shrek one. It's so good. I can't believe I didn't send it to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's great. And then they make the, sorry, no, that's later on. Again, I don't like the organization of this episode because then they switch back to the boat and Captain's talking with Barbara about his girlfriend and Barbara's talking about being cheated on and I'm just like, it's not organized in my mind and I don't like it.
Just pick a lane.
I know. Because it's like, okay, we got to talk about Barbara getting cheated on and with Captain and then we just go right back to the dick on the beach.
I know. It's like, yeah. They think our attention spans are... Well, they are.
Well, they are. Yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah. I'm bored.
But yeah, they just fly back and forth between stuff.
Yeah. I mean, again, I know it's... Whatever. It's a show. But Kaio's also, like, making mistakes again. Like, bringing the guests back before they're ready again.
Yeah, this season has just been people doing things and I can't understand why.
Well, and then they give no context. Like, okay, sorry. Where are we at?
My note going along with this is beach lunch. Kaio is a nata doing so good. It's a nata good. And then Wiener Beach.
Yeah. I have, it's a lot of penis, no?
Yeah.
That's what Anthony says.
Was it really?
Yeah. It's a lot of penis, no?
Yeah.
And then Fraser says Sandy Crotch Beach. And then that's when Anthony says the beach of sausages. But really it should have just been Sausage Beach.
Yeah, that's way funnier.
That's better than Sausage Island. I like Sausage Beach.
Wiener Beach.
Wiener Beach.
That's great.
That's actually good. That could be one word. Wiener Beach.
Yeah, make it look German. Wiener Beach? Oh, Wiener Beach. Okay. All right. What are we doing here?
Oh, guys, we're really struggling today with talking about stuff because this is so... I didn't really like this episode.
It was just honest. A copy and paste of last week.
It really was.
Yeah.
So, again, more Solene and Rainbow stuff.
Yeah. I wrote the claws are coming out.
Yeah, I mean...
Because this was when... what was she saying? She was saying... Solene wanted to go finish something, the pantry. She wanted to go finish the pantry. And then Rainbow was like, well, that can wait because the guests might come back at any moment.
Oh, yes.
So we need to do their rooms before anything else. And then she got all butthurt about it.
Yes, I remember that. But it's like, God, maybe I'm just being salty this week. But I'm like, can you give us something else? Like, is this all we got?
Is this all that happened in 5 days?
I know. Yeah. You had 5 days of stuff, and this is what we chose?
5 days of wieners.
We had to see the Wiener Beach.
Yeah, Wiener Beach.
I don't know. Whatever.
Hope we can say wiener.
I don't see why you couldn't.
No.
What about people that have specific hot dog channels on YouTube?
There's got to be some.
Oh, yeah. Think of anything. There's a channel for it.
Yeah, think of anything. There's a channel that has like 3 million subscribers. And you're like, what am I doing with my life? Why didn't I think of this 5 years ago?
We've said this before. Brad watches some videos where I'm like, oh my God. And then I look at the views and it's like in the 50,000s or something. And I'm like,
yeah,
what in the world? It just goes to show I don't understand anything.
It's like I was at Braden's house once and he was watching a guy review space heaters.
Yep.
It was entertaining as hell. And I'm like, why are we watching this? Do you want a space heater? He's like, nope.
Yeah. Brad does the same thing. I'm like, what in the world? So my next note is, I'm sorry, that does not look like a dick in the sand.
No.
I was like, no.
No.
Like,
they tried to do like where it was like the hill of like a wiener. Just go with the basics.
Yeah, I was gonna say just draw
huge ball.
Yes. So there I was drawing this big veiny. You know what that's from?
No. Oh, super bad. Yeah. So there I was.
I just could not stop drawing dicks.
Really, that's all you needed to do.
Yeah.
But, like, I get they're, like, trying to do a photo shoot or whatever.
Whatever.
But unless you have a sand sculptor, just do something else.
If they would have known they were only getting a $19,000 tip, they would have done a lot of things differently.
Oh, yeah.
How much of a slap in the face is that?
It's like a dick in the face.
That's like a wiener to the face.
Wiener to the face. Yeah.
God. Well, I guess we'll get to that, but...
Yeah, tough.
So... I did it again. I wrote a note. I don't know what it means. I said, okay, just my opinion. You can't be that upset, Rainbow, when you're talking like that.
Oh,
your guess is as good as mine.
So, yeah, this was the big... They're down near the crew mess, and they're arguing about, like, Solene wants to go finish the pantry, but Rainbow's telling her to go on break before the guests get back. And it's, like, this whole big thing, and Solene just kind of storms off and says, like... I will take my break, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, and then Rainbow gets upset, and she says something to, like, Jess, who is sitting there.
Yeah, and I love this part, because Jess is, like...
She's like, nope.
Like a normal person. Yep. Who's like, nope, I don't,
yep.
nope, do not fucking involve me. All right? Don't make me take a side.
Yep.
And, yeah, I like Jess. She cracks me up.
Same, I like her. But that was my note. I was like, girl... Everybody just saw how you talked to her. And then this is where I'm kind of giving Solene a little bit of grace here. Because Solene did kind of just talk back to her like Rainbow just talked to her.
Yeah.
It was kind of equal.
She kind of talks down to her, too.
Yes.
Where it's like, it's just kind of shitty.
Yes.
She's like, well, why would we do that if we're going to do this first? And
yes.
It's like, well, anyone's going to get pissed at that.
Yes.
I hate when people try to talk to me like that.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. Captain is frustrated with Kaio again, and I can't remember why.
I wrote, get Kaio and Solene a one-way ticket carry.
What did Captain Lee used to say? I got a ticket. I got a one-way ticket back. Hey, I kind of sound like him.
I got a ticket back. Where am I?
No, dang it. There was something he used to say. You guys are going to know it. Everybody, you guys, we've talked about this. We don't really like Captain Lee that much. Everybody likes him. I'm sure there's people watching this that do like him a lot. What did he used to say? It was like, I gotcha. I can punch you a ticket back to... I kind of sound like him.
Back home or something?
Yeah. I got a ticket in my pocket. I sound like him.
You do, yeah. I was trying to do the voice and I couldn't do it. Yeah, yours is a lot closer.
Anyway, I said, okay, this is super random. Captain and the deck crew just have their shirts off in a boat.
Yeah, a little boat ride with the boys.
What? We're also just going to slide right by that? First of all, why is everybody's shirts off? You know something happened where like, okay, here's what I'm envisioning happened. Captain's like, I'm going to take my shirt off and get some sun. And then everybody was like, okay.
Yep.
Like, because one person had to have started it.
Yeah. And Captain Carey's not a follower. You know he was popping his top off.
I can't believe he did, though. Like, that was so surprising to me because, like, did they take them off and then, like, make sure they had them back on before they got to the yacht? Clearly.
Probably, yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, how long is that? It had to have been long enough where you felt like taking your shirt off would have been something you would do.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there was any, like, camera people there. I think we were only seeing like GoPros, cameras that were like stationary on the boat, maybe.
I just thought it was so weird. We're not going to talk about that either. I'd rather talk about the guys with their shirts off than Solene and Rainbow anymore.
Yeah, it seemed like a cool bro moment.
Yeah, what the heck?
A broment, if you will.
Yeah, if you will. Another day, another dinner theme. This is like the BDSM one where I'm like, okay, like... I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud, but this is something I just can't get down with it.
All right, cool. Because I didn't know if I was going to have to sit here for like 10 minutes and be like, yeah, I don't know.
I know it's people's thing, whatever. I'm not shaming anybody, but I'm sorry, I couldn't. It's kind of like Ed DeBevics, where they're mean to you. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, I know I can't be mean back to you.
You can.
Yeah. It's like, where the hell's my burger?
But, okay, here's what I can't ever get past. This is probably why I could never maybe be an actress. You're not that, like, why are you acting? Like, I know that's not how you are. you know? Like, again,
it's like, what's the payoff?
Right.
Yeah.
Or I just can't get into that mindset, I guess, of like Fraser talking down to me. I would just laugh.
Yeah. I'd be like, wow, I'm very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Leather is not comfortable either.
Yes. So, God, again, I'm going to say I hated this episode. I'm going to use the H word. Because now I have Rainbow and Solene hugging it out. Rainbow apologizing. Solene doesn't believe it. Then the next thing is, why are they making a dramatic montage of Anthony?
I think it was supposed to be like his make or break moment.
I didn't buy it at all.
But yeah, it's like you can have the make or break moment, but there has to be a make or a break. They didn't. There was no payoff. Yeah. So they just they're like, hey, look at what we can edit. It's like anybody can edit with that much footage.
I don't know. But it's giving AI.
It kind of is, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. This season's giving AI. I'm going to say it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe we have entered. I think we've entered that. We've entered the era where it's getting to the point where we can't tell.
Yeah. And there's a lot of blowback with stuff like authors won't support authors that use like AI for their cover art and stuff like that. But how long is all that going to last?
I know.
You know, it's going to keep getting better. Humans are going to lose their interest in fighting it.
And we're going to lose even more critical thinking.
Yeah.
Whew, guys, it's rough out there. All right, so let's just briefly talk about this. The code word is Saint Slavid. Haha, so funny. I said I can't do this. So in this moment, I'm Captain Carey because he's like, all right, peace out. And he goes to bed. I was like,
probably barricaded that door. Like, no one's getting in here. I don't care if I sink with this boat.
And then here's another part where I was like, okay, I couldn't do this because like Fraser's actually kind of selling it, right? Like,
he did a good job.
Yeah. But then Anthony comes in.
It's like,
and he goes, eat whatever you want. I don't care. And
yeah.
I was like, what?
It was, just anybody else would have pulled that off. It's like you have a friend, like a group of friends that are like 5 people, 4 people are super into it, and the other one's just kind of there because they don't have anything better to do, and they're like, yeah.
Or
Yep.
it's just like the bad liar of the group too.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, just play along with it, and they're like, yeah, yeah, this is totally normal. I'm having a good time.
I'm
and
not
you're
lying.
Like, all right, okay, yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got. I go, he is not amazing at this.
If there's a tomato in it, eat whatever you want.
Yes.
I don't care.
I said number 1, something with tomato. Number 2, obviously it's a pasta. Number 3, a treat. I didn't even like. Truly, they did not tell us what it is. We can't even.
Yeah.
Tyler only had to do half the work this week.
Tyler got lucky this week.
And did he get paid the same?
Yeah, way too much.
Oh my God. So, yeah, I mean, that's what that is. You got anything else on the dinner?
I think the only thing they gave us, I think the pasta was a pesto pasta.
I couldn't even tell what the dessert was.
I couldn't either.
So I didn't even try to guess.
Yeah. Black pesto pasta.
I'd eat it. They said it was good.
Yeah, they said it was like the best thing that they had.
Yeah.
Didn't
Good thing they're
reflect in the
I was
tip,
gonna say, dude, I bet people are coming after these guys on Instagram.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, that's shitty. Like, that's a standard tip for 2 days.
Yeah, that's like a little bit. I mean, like $10 less than the average for 2 days.
Yeah, why $19,990?
Yeah,
So strange.
I don't know. Maybe they like the number 9.
So anyway, they basically fly through the rest of this. They like give us clips. You know, they get to the end of this charter. I can't imagine. I can only imagine how exhausting that was.
Yeah.
Kyle asks Solene out. She says yes.
Yeah.
For a drink, not dinner. He made it clear it wasn't dinner.
Yeah, he's like, a drink, dinner? No.
I was like, I would have been like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Sweet.
Yeah, really nice. Like, yeah, not good enough for dinner or whatever.
It probably made more sense in his head.
Yeah, and Solene didn't seem to care.
No.
So the guests are leaving. Also, another random thing. I said Fraser hasn't seen his he's only seen his boyfriend 5 days in 2024.
That's crazy.
I know.
Like, who is someone I've seen 5 times in a year? Like my friends from college.
Yeah,
And I've probably seen them more than 5 days.
probably. I would say like my friend Carly, I probably see 5 days a year. That would be like seeing my boyfriend as much as I see Carly.
Right?
Crazy. Well, we see why, that's maybe not lasting in a little bit.
Yeah.
I have in all caps, damn, Captain called the tip pathetic.
Yeah. I thought he was doing a bit. I thought he was doing like it's pathetic because you guys work so hard. There isn't an amount of money in the world that could have paid for that. But no, it's just a really shitty tip.
I can't believe that. I would love inside. That's a question we should have asked Zarina.
Yeah. Why?
How does that get dictated? That must be completely 100% controlled by the guests. But like, there has to be a standard, right? Because we've never seen somebody not tip at all.
Yeah. Besides like the first charter of the first episode of Below Deck where they got kicked off.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the first original episode of Below Deck?
Mm-hmm.
I did not. I mean, I've probably seen it, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was before they did like a whole big thing with the tip. They used to just, I think, put it at the bottom of the screen towards the end of it. Like,
Got it.
This was the total tip.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the guest got kicked off, so they didn't give a tip.
Dang.
But yeah, 20,000
for 5 days. That's like.
We even said it the other day. It should have been about 50 because we got it down to 10,000 a day.
Think of it this way: that 5 days could have been a two days and one day.
Yeah.
So if you got two days, that's $40,000. One day, $10,000. It should have been $50,000.
30 grand light.
Kyle was even being generous by saying 40. Mm-hmm. Remember earlier in the episode, he's like, I'm thinking 40. I'm like, that's actually on the lower end.
Yeah.
Because again, a standard for 2 days is $20,000. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah, that sucks.
And here's another thing. You can afford a 5-day charter, but then you give $19,000 in tip. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
It was a conscious choice because if you have money to spend 5 days on a yacht like that, you have money for the tip.
Mm-hmm. And that's not something like, because it wasn't like the main point of the episode. It wasn't this whole big thing. Bravo wouldn't do that on purpose for a little part of the episode and then get so much blowback from these people if Bravo like only said they gave 20 but they gave 50.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the other thing they could have done, which they didn't do, is of course they can control the edit. They could make it seem like the guests were like more unhappy than they were.
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere.
Everything went fine besides him almost killing the guy with the shellfish.
Yeah. But that's not 30 grand. I mean, hell.
That guy's life's worth 30 grand? I don't think so.
I'll buy you a new friend for 30 grand.
Oh my God. So then basically we're at the night out. Captain says he's going to make it up to them like Jesus Christ. By bringing them to dinner and then brunch the next morning. Mm-hmm. I didn't write anything down until they get back to the hot tub. What did I miss?
All right. Night out. Big fan of Jess. Don't know where that came from, but stand by it. There was something funny at dinner that I was like, oh. So Rainbow and Damo are talking, and Damo's like, what was your first impression of me? And she was like, a very funny, very simple guy. And I was like, ouchies.
Very simple.
Because simple means dumb. Like,
yeah, it kind of does.
It means dumb.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that is just a nice way to say dumb.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, other than that, quick dinner, back to the boat, into the hot tub.
Yep. I said, do you think budgie smugglers are a sponsor? They have to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure they kick some money in.
They showed his butt and it said budgie smugglers on it, and they always say it.
That's true. That is good advertising.
And it's like an Australian company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have to be some sort of sponsor.
It might be just super popular with yachties.
Maybe you're right.
That just like went along with the culture, maybe.
Yeah. So then Fraser and Damo make out. We get the backstory of like Damo basically being bisexual. I know he doesn't say that, so I'm not trying to put him in a box, but essentially what he was saying.
He said he didn't want to be put in a box. He put him in a box.
Did he say that?
He did, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess that's what I just did. See, I don't... Okay. It's kind of contradictory, right? Because... And again, you can be whatever you want. You know me.
Yeah.
I literally like want everybody to be happy. It's contradictory to say, I don't want to be put in a box, and then we have 1,000 words for all these different things. They don't add up.
No.
We shouldn't keep making up words then.
Yeah.
You know? Like, bisexual means you like both sexes. Okay. But then it's like, well, don't put me in a box. I was like, okay, well, then what's the word? And then we just make up another word for it.
I see what you're saying.
You know
We're
what I mean?
like, we don't want any labels, but we keep making labels.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Let's just stop making labels and let's just be whatever we want. But then
like
we
a
make up
label
more
maker
words.
is pretty fun to play with.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't want a label, but I'm going to come up with a bunch of other ones. Again, I'm okay with either one. It's just that you can't have both.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens, and then Solene and Kyle make out, and then that episode ends.
Yeah.
Not a fan of this episode.
Yeah, and I like Kyle, but I'm not invested in the Solene and Kyle thing.
No, and I don't think they're expecting us to be.
No, but she gave that whole big speech at the end, like, yeah, I know that a relationship and a breakup would just traumatize the whole boat if we did that, but I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about kissing Kyle. And I'm like, is she reading from a cue card? Like,
I don't know.
It's like, what is going on here?
I know. Yeah. I hope it gets better, to be honest.
It's like they forgot to film the last 3 days of the charter.
I know. And like, why... we could have gotten more on the night out, unless maybe they just went to dinner and came back, which they probably did. I don't think they went out and danced or anything.
No, I think they did actually just go to dinner and go back.
All right. Well, on the coming up on, we have more Fraser and chef drama, and then Kaio may be out of his depth. I mean, I think we can kind of see what's going to happen there.
Make Jess the bosun.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she's ready.
I don't know. I don't remember her credentials.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool.
What's a secret word? Wiener.
We don't want a bunch of people commenting wiener stuff.
Wiener Beach. All one word.
Wiener Beach, but don't spell it like wiener.
Spell it like WEENER.
Just reminded me of the Q, another Q, and the Batman symbol, please.
It's a Family Guy.
Yeah, he's on the Wheel of Fortune. He gets none of the letters, and then he guesses it first try.
Q, another Q, the Batman.
And the Batman symbol, please.
Whatever. We could also do shafted.
Yeah.
But that's just another word for a wiener.
Yeah, I kind of like shafted better.
All right, we'll go with shafted.
Let's go shafted.
Unless you want to get real creative with Wiener Beach. We'll let you guys do that too, if you want.
We'll give you some creative discretion.
Whatever you want. Yeah, and that's it. So remember, we have merch. Check out our YouTube shop if you want merch. Also, we keep going up in subscribers. We are at about 711, which means we are about 40 away from our giveaway. So come on, guys. Tell your family, tell your friends to follow us, even if they don't watch Below Deck. You get on your parents' YouTube, make them a YouTube, follow us, make a bunch of different accounts for them, and then follow us on all of them. And then go to your extended family's house and be like, hey, can I see all of your iPads? And you get what I'm saying.
Keep going and going. You can have as many emails as you want.
Or that too, you could just, if you don't want to involve anyone else, just keep making different accounts. YouTube's not going to show this to anyone.
I was going to say, don't actually do that, because we'll probably get labeled as like a bot account or something.
Damn it.
If someone you know likes Below Deck, let them know about us.
I guess, whatever. All right, so we do have a bunch of questions, so let's get into these. If you don't want to stick around, we'll see you next week. Otherwise, we're answering some viewer questions. All right, who do you think will get fired first?
I was going to say Weehan because I couldn't remember his name.
Kaio. Yep. That's kind of a given. I'm also going to go with that one. It's just what they're leading us up to. But you could throw a wild card in there and say Solene. I don't know that she'd get fired, though. Well, maybe.
I think Kaio is closer to being fired because Carrie really knows all of his mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't think any of Solene's mistakes have gotten to captain yet. I think she will not finish the season, but I think Kaio's closer.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. We've kind of answered this before, but we'll do it again. If Bravo offered you a trip, which captain and what location?
Jason.
Yeah, I'm going with Jason too. I want to go where Jason tells me to go because he knows.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all about listening to the advice of people that know what they're talking about. So he's been a million places. I'd be like, take me to the most beautiful place you've ever been. And I'm going to guess it's going to be somewhere up by the Philippines, Thailand area.
I could see that. Yeah.
I might be. Are those two? They have to be close together. I think they're kind of close. It's all Asia.
Pretty sure.
I should know that. But yeah, that's my answer. Captain Jason and wherever he wants to take me.
Yeah. I was going to say Australia just because I've never been there, but there's a lot of sharks there.
Well, there's a lot of sharks everywhere.
There's a lot in Australia, though.
There's a lot of spiders in Australia.
It's true.
Big
Spider
ones.
Sharks.
Have you seen the huntsman spider?
Yeah, they're huge.
It's like the size of our heads, if not bigger.
And people leave them in their kitchens.
Because they are harmless. Not to me. I'm going to have a heart attack.
Yeah, they're harmless unless they bite you.
Right.
But they're like not known to bite, is my understanding. I could be wrong.
I'm sorry.
But...
It's so big that... Also, what? Oh my God. Could you imagine stepping on that thing?
Oh,
Could you imagine
barefoot.
cleaning it up?
Yeah.
That's like stepping on a rat.
Yeah, or like an orange.
No, I think truly, like, again, I'd go with Captain Jason, but I would go with Thailand because I've always wanted to go in that area too, like Thailand.
Baton Rouge.
All right. The swamplands of Florida.
Yeah,
Get me on one of those fan boats.
Boat, yeah.
God, the worst day of my life. I've told that story. I've had to have told that story.
Probably not in a while because I don't even remember it.
I'll shorten it up. My friend and I went to New Orleans, got way too drunk, super like throwing up the night before. She had already booked us a fucking fan boat tour through the swamps of Louisiana. We get up, somehow we make it there. It's like 100 degrees with humidity. We're dying, like actively like in the fetal position waiting for this boat. The captain's so Creole, you can't understand him. Mm-hmm. He puts us both right next to him on either side. And it was just the weirdest experience of my life, to be honest. He's talking. We're only getting about every 10th word, you know? And we're both actively trying to not throw up the whole time.
So. And he's just like, oh, no, no.
Yes.
It's like, what? And he was trying to say, like, I love Subway or something.
Yes. Oh, man. Okay. Am I the only one? I'm just reading these how they're written. So am I the only one that laughed at the folks on the beach that seemed to be a little surprised by all the naked penis? They did realize they were on a nude beach, right? And that's where we were saying, did they know, though?
Did they know?
Was it a posted nude beach or just a secluded beach? That would be my guess, is that it was just, again, it was a small island that, like, nobody owns. That's not, like, private or anything, so you can just do what you want.
But did they go there looking for dong? We don't know.
We don't know. They seemed like two sweet older people that were just trying to mind their business, but they did sign the consent, so they were at least kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I do like your theory that it was just like a little island that people like frequently go nude at.
Right. Yeah. Okay. This is a Love Island question. If Huda and Austin were on Below Deck instead of Love Island, how many weeks would they last? Okay, that's the first part. I would say...
I got this one.
I think Austin would last. Because Austin reminds me of just a, like, deckhand that, like, wants to party, whatever. I think Austin would last. Huda, on the other hand, I don't think she'd last.
Huda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, her name's Huda. I don't know how long she'd last. It would depend if she felt like she clicked. She's very much like a... likes to say she's a girl's girl, but not a girl's girl. You know what I'm talking about? Like, she'll like talk shit. Like, first of all, like something happened where I'll try to explain this without being too in depth and taking too long. Huda and this guy Jeremiah like immediately like coupled up when nobody else did. Everybody else was still like exploring whatever. Immediately like she like basically claimed him. Mm-hmm. So then anytime any of new girls would come in and they would like try to talk to him, she was like, you know, but then once she found out that the girl, like, so she'd be talking shit about those girls for just like looking at him. And then once she found out that they weren't interested, she was best friends with them. You know what I mean? So like, she's very much like flip floppy. So it would depend, getting back to the below deck part of it, it would depend on if she felt like threatened by anybody.
True.
And you don't even know because you don't know these people. Would they each crash? What would they each crash out about? Okay, this is where I don't know if Austin's had a crash out. I have not seen it. So I'm going to say that he wouldn't, but maybe he does, and I haven't been there yet. And Huda would just crash out if she'd walk on the boat the first day, she'd claim a guy, and if somebody else liked him, then she'd freak. And which bosun for Austin and Chief Stew for Huda would be the worst pairing for them? I think Austin wouldn't do well if the bosun was better looking than him. So I don't know who that would be, but it would be like, yeah, he wouldn't like anyone to be better looking or taller. Ooh, taller for sure, because this guy's like probably your height, and he loves being that height.
But Damo's a big guy.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Damo, the one is he like 6'5"? something?
I don't know how tall he is, but they showed him in this episode next to, I think, Rainbow and Solene, a couple of the stews, and he looked like me around normal people.
Okay. And Huda, I don't know. I to be honest, I don't see Huda ever working on a yacht. So it's hard to picture her doing that because I just don't see her doing that. So I can't answer that one.
They poop in the toilet.
They poop in the toilet? Okay. Somebody goes, this entire episode was cringy as fuck. Thank you. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
What is your biggest ick or cringeworthy moment? Was there even a single good moment this episode? I can't. Thank you. We are not alone. I hated this episode.
Really, the only part of the episode I liked was when Jess was like, nope, I don't want to be involved.
True. That was literally the only good moment. The biggest cringeworthy moment this episode. It had to have been the BDSM party. I think it was Anthony trying to act like he was like a dominatrix.
Yeah.
It was Anthony being like, tomato something, I don't care.
I don't care.
You know, that was pretty cringy to me.
I don't care. Eat whatever you want. It's like, well, there's nothing else to eat.
You're literally giving it to us right now.
I would be so shitty at one of these parties. You're like, well, you put soup in front of me, so I guess I'll eat that.
I would not be, I'd not be fun at one of these. Okay.
And then he was like, oh, I almost laughed. It's like, what was funny? What was funny about that?
And then last one, would Rainbow and Lara have been best friends or instant enemies? That's a good question.
Oh, that is a great question.
I'm trying to picture it.
Because it's almost like two like dominant people or animals or, you know, where there's like a dominance.
Yeah.
Is Rainbow going to submit to Lara?
Well, here's what I see. I wouldn't see them being best friends, but I would see them getting along. Because, like, Lara wouldn't know. She doesn't have to really tell Rainbow what to do. Kind of like, what was the one she was friends with?
Bree.
Mm-hmm. But she wouldn't click with Rainbow like she clicked with Bree.
Yeah. And she is pretty, though, and Lara likes pretty people.
Yeah.
Or, like, the pretty girls
I just don't
club
know.
thing.
I just don't know that Rainbow would fit in that.
Yeah. I'm starting to think more if they were all on the same charter, she just wouldn't get much airtime. Rainbow wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it would still be the Lara and Bree show.
Yeah, but what if Bree wasn't there?
Yeah. I feel like that's just a straight 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah. Good question, though.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we got 2 bingo squares this week. Lane got Captain Wears a Wig, and I got Bad Tip.
Yeah, that was a bad tip.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it for us this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the new angles. Hopefully there are new angles. If there's not, maybe one day.
Yeah. Maybe next week.
All right. We'll see you later.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.